Hi everyone, welcome back to the Stitches and Scribbles channel. My name is Erin and I've got a crafty podcast for you guys today. While I do have a lot of works in progress, they're all ones that I was working on previously, so I think I'm actually not going to show any whips this time, just because I'm working on a couple blankets, a couple big sweaters, and I've just been working on everything very sporadically. But I do have a lot of finished objects to show you, as well as a yarn haul to show you, so that'll take up enough of your crafting time for this month, and we'll hit whips again next time. I do have quite a few finished objects because I was working mostly on smaller projects this month, so I wanted to take a minute to show those off. The first item is actually a pair of Taylor Swift socks. See if you can guess what album these are from. That full vlog should be coming out soon, but I am thinking it's going to be a little bit delayed because I have some other videos that are a little bit more time sensitive that I want to come out beforehand. But it all kind of just depends on my filming schedule over the next couple weeks. I'm filming this on April 5th, but I know you're not going to see it until 2 weeks after April 5th. So if you haven't seen the video about these Taylor Swift socks yet, don't worry, it's coming, but it might be a little bit out of order because of some other videos that I have in progress at the moment. My next finished object is another star blanket. This one is a baby blanket that I was making for a family friend who seems to have a lot of baby stuff going in her college colors that she went to, because she and her husband went to the same college. So we've got a nice little star blanket. I love doing these as baby blankets. I think that they'll be really cute for people who like taking monthly pictures of their baby to show the first year. I know that's been a social media trend for a while. So I thought this would be a cute addition to our baby gift that we're giving to them. I also have realized that folding up star blankets is kind of a challenge. I usually just line up as many of the corners as I can first, and then kind of just keep folding it in half until I get to sort of a shape, and then fold some of the corners in so that it ends up kind of folded in a rectangle. Not exactly, but close enough. And then my last three finished objects to show you are all variations on the Sophie scarf, which I've been really into. If you saw my vlog last month that came out, that was the first two Sophie scarves that I made, and I have since made several more and would like to make even more because I've been wearing the ones I have made a lot. This first one is very much a bigger Sophie scarf. I kind of used the pattern and then adjusted it to make a full-sized scarf instead of like a little tiny scarf, so it wears just like any sort of normal scarf. It just has the tapered ends like the Sophie scarves. So I would probably wear it like this for winter for a little bit of extra warmth. It is in my school colors, so that was why I picked it. And this yarn has seen several projects because I kept making it and remaking it and not being a fan of the final product. So I think it is finally in its final state. Hopefully it'll stay this way. But I really liked how the knit stitch made the yarn really stretch, so that I got a fairly big finished product out of it. Previously I had it as a crocheted infinity scarf and I just didn't like how it looked with the striped yarn in that stitch, so this is a much better fit for the yarn. The other two I made are both in shades of purple. I was trying to do some more purple knits for Lent and Advent because I like wearing purple to Mass during those liturgical seasons. So the first one I made was this one. This was just made with Patton's Croy sock yarn. I don't remember what the color name was, but it's very pretty. I did get it from Joann's, which of course by the time you're seeing this is pretty much done. But I thought that the stripes were pretty, and I wear a lot of green, so I liked that this was purple and green combined. So we'll roll that one back up. And then the next one was from a Malabrigo yarn that a friend gave to me. So it's a very deep purple with some pops of teal and a little bit of like off-white and kind of a magenta shade. So another nice deep purple. I don't remember the color name for this one either. I do know that it was Malabrigo sock, but I'm not sure what the color was. Let me know if you happen to know what it is. I thought this color was really pretty. All right, now we're gonna make some space so that we can get into the yarn haul. So my husband and I spent my school spring break up in Door County, Wisconsin. If you don't know what that is, it's a peninsula that goes into Lake Michigan. And it's a very pretty kind of seaside feeling area. Obviously it's a lake, not the ocean, but it felt like very small town, very cozy. And we went in the off season, so it was very quiet as well. But we were able to find 3 local yarn stores to go to. So I have a big bag of stuff to show you. I'm going to start with 2 of the smaller purchases that I made and then work up to the big one. So we're going to undo some bags here. Yarn everywhere. All right, the first yarn store I went to was the Naked Sheep yarn store. This was in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. And this was actually our first yarn store stop of the trip. And at each yarn store I went to, I tried to get one kind of locally dyed yarn or yarn I hadn't seen before, and then kind of went nuts with the other stuff. So one of the things I got from the Naked Sheep was a Sauerball Crazy from Schopel Wool. This is a German brand, so it was not local. And I have no idea what the name of the yarn means because it's in German. But I have one other ball of this yarn that I purchased from one of my local yarn stores. And I saw this color with the pinks and the greens and the teals and just had to have it. The kind of locally dyed yarn that I picked from this shop was Four Crows Fibers, and this line is called Black and White and Dyed All Over because it has these kind of black stripes on a mostly white base, and this color was called April Snow. And just like I said with my Sophie scarves, I've been trying to make some more stuff in shades of purple for Lent and Advent, and I thought that this would be a good addition to that. Obviously it has other colors in it, but the kind of violet purple color is the most prominent with pops of other colors as well. But I thought that this was just gorgeous and a really unique yarn color, and I liked the kind of marled sections that are in there with the black. And this one obviously is very marled, so clearly that's a vibe I've been going for lately. So that was the Naked Sheep in Sturgeon Bay, as I'm about to drop it. The next one that we went to was, I believe, just outside of Sturgeon Bay. I now can't remember exactly where the location was. Oh, but they gave me a pamphlet because there was a shop stop happening. This one was in Brussels, Wisconsin. That's where it was. But it was the Pioneer's Pearl yarn store. It's this one on the Shop Hop list. This was a really small yarn store that was above kind of a convenience hardware store type of place, and I got a couple things there. This one of the things that I got was not actually labeled, which I think means that it was dyed in-house, because the shop owner definitely does dye some of her own yarn, but I'll get to that in a second. The first one I picked up was Dream in Color yarn in the color Lime on Ice. This one I forgot to check where the dyer is from, but it was a dyer I had never seen before. This made me think of key lime pie and margaritas, and it was just a beautiful yarn color and not something that I currently have. And even though it's the nice like bright lime lemon color, I liked that it had pops of like deep green and olive in it as well, so that I can match with some other stuff. I'm gonna have to pause for a second because my battery's running out. Okay, I think we have enough battery left to finish this one, so we're gonna keep going. The next set that I bought was a sock set, and this is from the Pioneer's Pearl shop. So I believe it was dyed by the owner. This colorway was the Trick or Treat Smell My Feet DK set, and it says 2019 Halloween. So it was in kind of a bin underneath a bunch of other stuff, and maybe it was clearanced out. I feel like I didn't. It's marked as $29. I don't think I actually paid $29 for it. But I thought that this color was so unique. It reminds me of Nerds, especially with the purple. I don't know if I'll use it as a sock set. I think I have some like contrast colors in my stash that go better with this than the purple. I might be adding the purple to my color work project that I started for my birthday, this one, because I feel like it needs another purple shade in there. So that might be where the purple goes, but I will definitely be using the main color for something fun. I also got this pack of mini skeins that had no label, and the owner discounted them, so I think that maybe she dyed them, especially since they have no yarn labels, but I'll go ahead and take them out. And these are superwash merino and nylon, but they also look kind of like Halloween-y pinks and purples in these colors, so I'll hold each one up. This one is mostly black with some really deep green, purple, and like brownish orange. This one's kind of a grayish purple with some olive tones, some grays, maybe a little bit of magenta. This one is a vibrant magenta with some darker tones in there as well. Some purples, some kind of orangey, bronzy colors. This one is a lighter pink with some lavender, some browns, some grays, some purples. This one's mostly lavender with some bluish grays, some really deep gray purple tones, and pops of magenta. This one's kind of a mid-tone pink with some purples and browns. And this one, which is just very Halloween, with lime green, purple, black, gray, some like tealy blue speckles. So I don't know what I'm going to use these for, other than they're just very fun and very pretty. They might have to all go in a project, but I don't even know how to arrange these in a fade. It's giving like a enchanted forest vibe, kind of like florally, but mostly dark and spooky. So those will be very fun to incorporate into some sort of a project. We'll stick those back in their little bag for something for later. All right, and the last place that this was the second place that I went to. We went to Pioneer's Pearl on our way home, but I also went to Knitwits in Bailey's Harbor, and I did spend enough to get a tote bag. So I will start with some little things first. I got some Knitwits stickers, as well as some Door County stitch markers. They have the actual peninsula, some cherries, some lighthouses, the shop logo, cherries, a little yarn ball, lots of fun little stitch markers. I also got one from the shop, but I think I have it in a project somewhere, and I can't remember where it is. I also forgot that I had gotten a sock ruler, and this is the slap bracelet kind, so it rolls up in a bag, but you can use the back of it to size your socks. So I was excited to find one of those. But on to the important stuff, the yarn. So I went with some locally dyed things as well as some custom dyed yarn. First up was the Knitted Wit, which I think was their in-house brand. This is in the colorway Camas, C-A-M-A-S. It's a lovely bright yellow, blue, white, variegated yarn. I tend to go for anything that's blue and yellow because it's my school colors and also my college colors, so I end up wearing blue and yellow a lot. I thought this was pretty and different from blue and yellows that I already have because it's more of a lemon yellow instead of a gold, but I liked all the different shades of blue. Then I got a couple things from Northern Lights, or no, not Northern Lights, from Interlacements yarn, which I have purchased from the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival before. This color is called Northern Lights. It had some more purples as well as the lime green, teal, navy, and black. I just love these colors. It's very much kind of a birthday yarn color for me. I do projects starting on my birthday and try to make sure they always have lime green and purple in them. So this might be saved for a birthday project. The last thing I got was this bag, which was labeled as 4 Seasons of Door County. They had a couple different bags like this in the shop with different weight and different types of yarns. This one happened to be sock yarn, also from Interlacements. And they had the dyers dye colors for the 4 seasons in Door County. So this one was spring, purple, bright orange, magenta, and white. This kind of makes me think of like blossoms on a tree and maybe still a little bit of snow on the ground in spring. This one is summer, so very kind of seaside blues and greens, kind of reminds me of the lake. Then this was fall, so kind of similar to the spring colors but without the white. Deep reds, purples, oranges. This reminds me of like stone fruit and pumpkins for fall. And then winter is deep blues, purples, and a little bit of black and navy. So I thought these were quite fun, and I'm hoping to use them in projects soon. That's going to be it for the podcast, especially because my camera battery is running out again. I've been having issues with that. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to follow me here on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you want to follow me somewhere else, check the description box below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.